Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 73-year-old male. Now, first thing I suggest is you go to our website at funeralfunds.com. And we've got these quotas on just about every page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, the other info, click the Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that is going to have the best insurance companies that are going to offer you the lowest rates that you can qualify for. And also, you can call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can actually run those rates for you and then help you understand exactly what you qualify for. Now, the first thing a 73-year-old male looking for $10,000 worth of coverage needs to ask themselves is $10,000 going to be enough for your final expense needs? Typically, that would come down to one of two things, either a cremation or a burial. Let's talk about cremation first. So the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony, like a celebration of life ceremony or remembrance ceremony or something like that, in addition to the cremation, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500 roughly. So the question is, how much coverage should you get? Well, for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you probably go, well, Randy, you said the cremation is only going to be like maybe $2,000, and why are we looking at $5,000? Well, the reason is our 73-year-old male is probably hoping he makes it to 83 and maybe even 93, right? And we know that the cost of things go up over time due to inflation. So therefore, we want to build in a little bit extra coverage just to make sure that our 73-year-old male lives quite a while, and that there's enough insurance that their family's not going to be, required to spend any money on this. So we found that typically $5,000 to $7,000 is going to do just fine. And then, if you die sooner, than you expected, there's a little bit of extra money on the front end to pay for any other final expenses that were kind of not anticipated, like maybe medical bills or credit debt, card debt, or something like that. So if you're going to do the cremation where you're going to have the ceremony, we would typically recommend maybe $7,000 to $10,000. Again, inflation proofs the plan, but there's a little bit of money on the front side just in case, there's other bills to pay. So works terrifically for just about everybody. Now, if you're going to be buried, the actual cost of a burial right now throughout the United States averages right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, generally they're going to help you with that. And it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't do that they would tell you no and make you walk out the door and then walk down the street a couple blocks to one of their competitors. But just understand, $10,000 is not a fancy funeral anymore. So that's kind of the real entry cost. It's going to be a real basic, no frills type deal. So also consider that's not going to allow for any inflation in the future either. So most of the time, the people we're helping around age 73, those men are looking at anywhere between kind of $10,000 to $15,000, sometimes up to $20,000, but kind of more so 10 to 15. Keep in mind, you can always add more coverage later with these plans. So if all you can afford is $10,000 right now, just let us know and we can get you approved for that. And we can always come back and add more coverage later. Now, one thing we don't recommend with this insurance is over-insuring. Sometimes people will go, I want $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 because I want to leave some money behind for my kids. And, just being straight up with you here at age 73, that's probably the wrong time to be looking for tons of life insurance to give money to your kids. You should have done that earlier in life, just my suggestion. And the reason is it can get kind of expensive. And we've had folks say, if I can't do $50,000, I'm not going to do anything at all. And then what ends up happening is now the burden for the funeral is placed on the children just because somebody procrastinated too long and then they got ornery and said, I'm not going to do anything if I can't get it all. So we just encourage you not to be difficult that way. Get the insurance, take care of your final expenses. We recommend you keep that policy for a year or so and then see how that goes. And then if you want to add money to give to the kids, a lot of times people just open up an extra policy and they have that separate policy be for the kids. And we can help you out with that too. So that solves a lot of problems for a lot of folks. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. Now, we don't recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods at all. We absolutely do not recommend those at all. So, um, you know, first day coverage, what that means, just in case you're not sure, it means that hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write out that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it would be. They'd have to pay that check. Now that's the best coverage at the lowest pricing, and that's exactly what you want. Now, some people would say, Randy, I like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. And I know those first day coverage plans ask health questions, and I'm not sure I'll qualify. And to that we say, hey, that's our responsibility. That's not your responsibility, at least from an insurance standpoint. That's why we work with so many different insurance companies, because they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And right now, we're getting 90 to 95% of the people we help approved for first day coverage or benefits. Now, really, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage would be, if you had some really significant health issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that's the case, we'd probably refer you to a different insurance company. And then it seems like once a week, at least, we get a call from somebody and they'll say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. And the body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director is not going to do anything until he gets some money in his hand, a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance right away so that we can get the insurance check to pay the funeral home director. And we have to let them know that there is no insurance company in the United States that's going to issue a policy on somebody who's already dead. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's so sad that that person who passed away, they knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance and they just procrastinated and didn't do anything about it. And then they just went and died. And now their family's got to deal with this. And most of the time, families don't have the money for this, and they end up putting it on credit cards at 26% interest, and it takes them years and years to pay this off. So don't be that person. Don't place that burden on your family. This insurance is affordable. If you need to start small, you can always add more coverage. But yeah, get this now, because none of us knows when we're going to die. Now, the one thing we don't recommend is plans with 2-year waiting periods. And Colonial Penn, they're a fairly well-known company. I think it's probably just because they advertise on TV quite a bit. It seems like their $9.95 plan is showing a commercial like every 7 minutes or so. But yeah, you may not know this, but that Colonial Penn $9.95 plan, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Yuck. Yeah. Yuck. You don't want that one. Not if you can qualify for first day coverage. But yeah, there's other companies out there too that sell those 2-year waiting periods, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, gosh, just a bunch of other ones. And there's some of these companies out there that have done an amazing job convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 73-year-old male probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn $9.95 commercials, and he thought it was so well produced, so inspirational, and he just probably watched that thing, and he's probably thinking, at 73 years old, for $9.95, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. Because I just waited long enough, and I think I outsmarted Colonial Penn. And then he talks with the Colonial Penn agent, or goes on the Colonial Penn website, like we've done for you here, and sees that 1 unit of coverage, $9.95, right there, $9.95, 1 unit of coverage is only going to pay out $608. So, $608. I mean, that's not going to cover a cremation. It's not going to cover a burial. I mean, holy cow. So, and it's got a 2-year waiting period. So there's a lot of people that would probably say that when companies offer these really low teaser rates that sound too good to be true, it's not that they want you to like buy that plan. You know, that plan is only kind of the one to get your attention so they can get your information and get you in their marketing funnel. And then they can follow up with you and show how minuscule that coverage is, and then try to upsell you into more coverage that is more profitable for them. And I would never say anything about that, you know, about Colonial Penn, but a lot of people do. And, you know, you can just decide for yourself if $9.95 is worth $608 worth of coverage. Yeah. So let's do this. We've got to try to find $10,000, you know, because that's what this video is about. So one unit's only $608. So we know 10 units is going to be around $6,000. I'm guessing we have to get like 11 or 12 units. I don't know. Well, oh, holy cow, even more. Let's go up to 15. So they max out. Colonial Penn maxes out at 15 units, and we are maxed out at 15 units here. And that's only going to provide $9,120 worth of coverage. And that's going to cost roughly $150, $149.25, basically $150. And you can't even get $10,000. So let's do this. Let's go look at what $10,000 would be for first day coverage. And I know we're going to save money. $10,000, male, age 73, right here. And we're going to click get quote. And again, this is $9,000 for $150. Look at this. We're getting $10,000. I'm going to go up and show you this again. We're getting $10,000 for right at $83. So $10,000 for $83 versus $9,000 for $150. So, and Colonial Penn's got a 2-year waiting period. So which one of those do you think is better? First day coverage that is $83, or 2-year waiting period, it's $9,000, not $10,000, that's $150. Yeah, it's pretty clear. You need to get first day coverage. So Colonial Penn is $66 more a month than our first day coverage plan. And you're going to get roughly $1,000 less coverage. So yeah, think about that. Colonial Penn will allow you to overpay on your policy, $66 a month for the rest of your life, and they'll stick you with that 2-year waiting period. So let's do the math on that. If you're overpaying $66 a month times 12 months, that's $792. And if our 73-year-old makes it to 83 years old, he will have overpaid right around $7,920 in excess premiums on a $10,000 policy. So that, don't tell me that makes sense, because it doesn't make sense, right? So if you're not a smart insurance shopper, then let us just help you be a smart insurance shopper and help you secure these lower rates, and we can help you get approved for these other plans. Yeah, we can help you qualify for those. So let's look at some other companies here. We're around $83 there. And we're going to go down a little. Well, here's one. Lumico, level coverage, 83%. So about $12 more a month, roughly. That's $144 a year more. After 10 years, that'd be right around $1,440. So again, why would you lock yourself in from the very first day to be overpaying every month, and after 10 years, you will have overpaid $1,440? We'd like to see you keep that money in your pocket. So we'd like to help you get approved for the best price and policy possible. Let's take a look down here a little bit more. Oh, here's Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, but I mean, look at their pricing. Look at that. Yikes. 110, it is level coverage, so it is first day coverage. But yeah, they're more expensive. And the reason is they've got a program that when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes, get the lowest pricing for you, maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for it. They charge a pretty penny for it. And again, that's basically $111 versus versus 83. $28 more a month, and $28 a month times 12 months is $336 a year you'd be overpaying. After 10 years, our 73-year-old male would now be age 83. You have overpaid right around $3,360. Now, you got to ask yourself, when you pass away, is it worth, after 10 years, was it worth paying an insurance company around $3,360 roughly to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple of other things that may only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. And we recommend you don't overpay insurance companies. We think that $3,360 roughly would be better in your bank account rather than an insurance company's bank account. So what we do is we recommend we get you approved at the lowest rate, and then we offer on our website, free of charge, you can download a free funeral and estate planning guide. And all you do is you download that and print it out. And once it's printed out, you fill it out and you write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then you keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your loved ones, all they have to do is go to that one place and they'll know that they're both protected financially with the insurance policy, but also emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because they won't have to worry about what to do. You will have spelled it out for them. All they need to do is execute your wishes. And they will know that you not only love them in life, but you love them in death. And you not only protected them in life, but you protected them that one last time in death when you wouldn't be around to help them. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you with your own legacy. Just go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter specifically for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And we've got a special quarter there where you can get the best rates and the lowest pricing. And you can also call us at 888-862-9456. But whether you have an existing policy and you want us to shop around to see if we can save you money, or you just want to add coverage to that, we can help you out with that. If you just need some brand new coverage or have some questions or want to understand what might be best in your situation, we can help you out with that. And we just look forward to that day when we can help you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.